Well, hello everyone, again. So I had mentioned that I had filmed my Attack on Titan chapter 108 review 3 times, and well, surprise, surprise, welcome to the 4th taping of this single video. The reason I had to do it over, or at least this part, is because part of the video got deleted, so thankfully this is just for the intro. So as always, if you enjoy manga and anime uploads, please consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell down below. And with that, we are led to the poll that's always in the top right hand corner where you guys get to rate chapter 108 from 5 stars to 1 star and anything in between. Well, with that short intro out of the way, let's get into the video. So the first thing that I can really appreciate about the chapter is the scene with Roeg or Roeg. I'm not really sure how to say it, but anyways, it's a really good parallel to the people of Marley and how they treated the people of Ymir. And now we're getting to see how the people of Ymir are treating the people of Marley now that the Marleyans are volunteering for them on Paradise Island. Now we're getting to see that discrimination is not only limited to Marley and where they're from, but now it's moved over to Paradise Island, and it's almost an exact repeat of how it used to be, and it's coming full circle as to they want to use the Titan blood for the royal family, and now there's discrimination, and it's kind of foreshadowing a bad sort of thing happening because it's just going to be a repeat, and we all know that that path did not end up very well because that's where we are now. People are dying and whatnot, so it's not a very good thing, but it actually is a very good thing for the storyline because it'd kind of be dumb if there wasn't discrimination back on Paradise Island, because I mean the Marleyans are the ones who sent all of the Titans and killed a lot of people, so if there wasn't some sort of discrimination and lack of trust, it'd be kind of foolish, and it would kind of paint the chapters or the manga as kind of unrealistic as to where it used to be super realistic, almost to the point where again it is sort of boring, but it does give us a good explanation. The second thing is then talking about Historia's baby daddy now. In the last video, I had asked you guys who you guys thought it was. 66% of you thought it was someone we didn't know. 22% of you thought it was Eren, and 11% voted for Ymir. Personally, I would love to have Ymir and Krista be a thing again, but you know, that's not what fate had in store, but that's besides the point. So we did find out that it's somebody that we didn't know. It was somebody from her past who used to bully her when she worked on the farm with her mother. And apparently now he wants to repent for what he did and make it up to her. So he works at the orphanage that she created for all of the orphans. I'm not sure what to think about this. I'll get into why right now. Anyways, they go on to talk about how they think that Yelena, the girl that came over to help the people from Paradise Island, is behind all of this, and she's telling Historia to become pregnant, or she told Historia to become pregnant because now she is. That she should get pregnant to buy Zeke Jaeger a little bit more time, and so that she wouldn't become the Beast Titan just yet. And personally, I don't think that's what happened, because if you look at the picture, the person that they're depicting, whether it be just in their imagination or it is actually a flashback to what happened, it looks like a scout regiment rain cloak. It looks to be Eren, only because I mentioned in another video, I'm not sure which one it was, I think it was 5 Things You Missed in Attack on Titan chapter 107, that Eren is so protective over his story, almost to the point where it's like, why is he so protective? And it could be because he's trying to stick with Zeke's plan, whatever that is, or he just likes to look out for his story. Maybe he has a thing for her, I don't know. There's a lot that we don't get to see in the chapter that they go back to and do flashbacks, so maybe. But the whole point is that he didn't want Historia to become the Beast Titan, and now they're talking about someone telling her don't do it, and I personally think it was Eren because that makes sense and the character looks like Eren. From there we move to this great scene where we see Mikasa, Armin, Jean, Connie all talking about Eren, and we get to see for the first time doubt within the whole friend group in Eren. Of course there was like, can he do this, can he really do this in the past, but now it's actual character doubt. They don't know if they can trust him anymore, especially Connie. And he brings up some really good points. When Eren was told that Sasha had passed, the first thing that he did was smile, and that's not something that you'd normally do. If your closest or one of your closest friends passed away, you wouldn't smile. That wouldn't be your initial reaction.
And maybe it was taken out of context, but at the same time, I mentioned in the past that Eren doesn't seem to be the same Eren that he used to be, and it's causing a divide between not only the characters, but me as a reader myself. So I don't feel to know Eren as well as I used to. So imagine being a character in the actual series itself. You would definitely feel that disconnect and that lack of trust forming. But then we get to see, I believe this is the best part of the entire chapter, Connie versus Mikasa. Not really, but anyways, Connie is telling them, like, hey, if this isn't Eren anymore and he has alternate, like, motives, we're gonna have to take him out. And Mikasa says, I'll never let you do that, and Connie has this face. And I think this is such good character development on Connie's part, because he's always been the slack off, the goof off, whatever, the comic relief. But to see him actually stand up to Mikasa and hold his ground and his face and his glare, like, it's just so good to see that happening. And it sucks that it has to involve them not trusting Eren anymore, but it's almost needed at this point, because after Sasha's death, we have to see some kind of change in Connie, and especially Jean as well. So it's good to see that. We then move on to a flashback with all of them when they were building the train tracks for Paradise Island, and they're debating who should inherit the Attack Titan. And it goes through Sasha, Mikasa. Mikasa can't have it because of her Asian descent and her bloodline. It wouldn't work out. I guess she can't inherit a Titan, apparently. I think Jean wanted it, Sasha wanted it, Connie wanted it, but then at the end, Eren says, I'm not gonna give it to any of you guys because you guys are too important to me to have me inflict this lifestyle on you, to have this curse on you, you know, stuff like that, which is, I mean, that's a really sweet thing to do. But the way Eren looks in these panels is so different than the way he looks now. Like, something happened between then and now to change Eren completely. Like, before he was the Eren we knew, funny, but yet serious, determined, whatnot. But now he just seems so, like, focused on something, and we don't really know what it is, and it's really causing, like, a cold vibe to come from him. I don't know, maybe that's just me personally. I do love Eren as a character, but it's causing me to feel kind of almost intimidated by him just being a reader, if that makes sense. I don't know, maybe I get too into it. Then we cut back to Gabby and Falco. They end up somewhere by a stream in the forest, far enough away, and we see Falco remove Gabby's armband, and she kind of freaks out. But the thing about this whole situation is Falco's finally standing up to Gabby and making his own decision, to telling her, no, we're gonna do this. Because yes, that armband would have given her away to the guards, but the whole point is that Falco's telling her something. No, you're gonna do what I say for once. And again, that's great character development from Falco. Personally, I'm starting to like him a lot more than Gabby. As I said before, I'm not the biggest fan of Gabby, but I mean, I can tolerate her because I know the parallel between her and Eren is coming, and I can't wait for them to meet. But to see Falco, the person who's been put down throughout past chapters, who's been looked at as weak, kind of come up to her and say, no, you're gonna listen to me, is just a great thing to see. And then this woman comes out of the forest, and let me know in the comment section below, does this woman look like Armin? She looks like Armin, like Armin's mom. I know we've seen them before. I need to go back and look at it, but anyways, the resemblance, I just wanted to point that out. Anyway, she emerges from the forest, and Gabby's first reaction is to grab a rock to kill her too, but Falco kind of gives her a look like, don't do that. They're telling them that, oh, they're runaways, whatever. But Gabbo, wow. Falco, it was a mix between Gabby and Falco. Falco ends up, like, pushing the rock out of her hand, and they go with the woman, and we will get to see what happens with that. Maybe Gabby will get to see the lifestyle of an actual person from Paradise, not the guards, not scouts, not whatever, but actual people, and get to see a different view on it. Maybe get to hear a couple stories of the Titans and understand the horrors that people from Paradise went through. I don't know, I'm kind of hoping for that. And the last thing I want to talk about in this whole video is the scene with Rhina back and Marley. And he says, we need to launch a surprise attack on Paradise. And it's so confusing because you get to see Rhina, and he's conflicted. He wants to, you know, he feels bad for what he did, but then he doesn't feel bad because he's a warrior. And it's that internal conflict that we've been seeing from the moment that he transformed into the Armored Titan back on Paradise in front of everybody. He's kind of, I don't know if I want to say insane, but something inside him definitely is not right. It's not clicking. But he switches from, like, feeling terrible and that like internal struggle to just stone cold, we need to have a surprise attack on Paradise, which I don't know if it's gonna work because I think they're preparing for a surprise attack because, you know, they're not stupid. They have very intelligent people back in Paradise, you know, looking out for these things. I don't know how it's gonna work. I don't really know what Reina's endgame is. I don't know, maybe we might see a complete 180, I'm not sure. But that's basically all I have to say about it. Let me know in the comment section anything that I missed, anything you guys want to talk about. Don't forget to participate in the poll that again is up here in the eye icon for you guys get to rate the chapter yourselves. And that's basically all I have for today. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell down below. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!